So we need to calculate the number of years it takes for the population to grow from the start size to the end size. Each year, n divided by 3 llamas are born, and n divided by 4 llamas pass away. The start value has to be at least 9, so equal to 9 or greater than 9, and the end value has to be at least the start value, so greater than the start or equal to the start. Let's break the question down step by step and solve it together. First, we need to prompt the user for the start value. Remember, the value of start needs to be at least 9, so we might need to use a do-while loop that we learned in the lecture. Okay, so let's start coding this up. So first we need to make a variable of type int, and let's make it start for now. And then we have to make a do-while loop. So do, and then ask the user to input the value right here. So start is equal to get int, and let's say start colon and a space. And we do all this while, so we do this while start is less than 9. So if it's 8, we still do this. But if it's 9, start is not less than 9. So the value of start is okay. So the reason why we name the variable here is because if we do it inside the do while loop, so if it's like int start over here, as soon as the do while loop is finished, the start variable disappears. So it's only in the do while loop. That's why we need to call it outside the do while loop. Next, we have to prompt the user for the end value. Again, remember the value of end needs to be at least the same as the start value or greater. This is really similar to the last part, so I'm pretty sure you can do it. Okay, let's get the prompt for the end size over here. So just like the start, we make the variable here, let's call it end, and then a do while loop. So end is equal to get int, and then end colon space. I think that should do. And this is do while loop. So while end, so just like the previous part, end has to be greater than the start or equal to the start. So we do this while end is less than start. So as soon as end is equal to start or end is greater than start, the end value is okay. So we get out of the do while loop. Okay, here comes the difficult part of this problem. So now we need to calculate the number of years it takes for the population to reach the end size. Let's look at an example. We know the formula to get the next year's population is n plus n divided by 3 minus n divided by 4. N is the total population, n divided by 3 is the number of births, and n divided by 4 is the number of deaths. Let's say n is equal to 100, so the population next year will be 100 plus 100 divided by 3 minus 100 divided by 4, which is 108. The population the year after that will be 108 plus 108 divided by 3 minus 108 divided by 4, which is equal to 117, and so on. So as you might have noticed, we need to update the size of the variable n every time we make a calculation. So n is equal to n plus n divided by 3 minus n divided by 4. Remember, in programming, the equal sign, the single equal sign, does not mean equal. It just means that we are appointing a value to n. Now we can't just do that. We need to keep doing this calculation again and again while n is less than the end. So the total population still has not reached the end final population. And also we need to keep track of the number of times we did this calculation. So if the start is 50 and the end is 60, we have to do this calculation 1, 2, and 3 times. So how do you think we could do this? Okay, so we know we need a while loop. So let's just make a while loop first. So while n is less than the end, we have to do something. And we need to declare this variable n. So int n is equal to start, so that the population of the first year is equal to n initially. So inside this while loop, we need to perform the calculation, which we just covered. So n is equal to n plus n divided by 3 minus n divided by 4. Oops. Okay, now we also have to keep track of the number of times we perform this calculation. So to do this, we make a variable outside of the while loop. Again, if we make a variable inside the while loop, when the while loop is over, the variable disappears. So int, let's say years, is equal to 0 initially. And then every time we make this calculation, we increment year by 1, so year plus plus. And finally, we have to print the result. If the number of years is 5, we have to print out years : 5. Okay, we do this by writing printf, and then years : space. And over here we need to put an integer, so %i\n for a new line. And the integer here will be years, which we stored over here and kept incrementing as we did the calculation. So I think that's that. And let's test it out with some of the examples CS50 provided. So make population. Oh, we have errors. Oh, my bad. I forgot to put the S over here, so years. Be careful of silly mistakes like that. So make population again. All right, this time no errors. Population. Okay, let's make the start size 100 and the end size 200. This should output years : space 9. All right. Okay, I hope you understood this question, and thank you for watching.